Good morning, I'm back. I'm Mr. Precella, and we're continuing our discussion of interest in my Math 1332 class. And we're working some homework problems. Hopefully you've had a chance to read through the book and watch the Pearson video. And we've already worked the first 5 problems. So we're picking up with problem number 6 right here. It says, right, number 6. Can y'all see that? Use the formula for future value A equals P times 1 plus RT and elementary algebra to find the missing quantity. So they're giving us A, the future value, P, the present value. That would be if you invested $1,000 and after 5 years you have $1,300. What's that interest rate? So that's what number 6 is asking you to figure out. Okay, it's telling you that the future value of the money is $1,300. The present value was $1,000. So they invested $1,000. After 5 years, it's $1,300. You're trying to find the interest rate. So, number 6, A equals P times 1 plus RT. Let me see. Maybe I better tear this page out. Yeah, that'll work better. And I'll just put it right here. We're doing problem number 6. Can y'all see? So plug the 1,300 in for A, 1,000 for P, 1 plus. Now we know T is 5 years. We don't know R. I'm going to, instead of writing R5, I'll write it as 5R. And now we need to solve this thing for R. Well, there's a few ways to do that. I think what I'll do is distribute the 1,000. 1,000 times 1 is 1,000. 1,000 times 5R is 5,000R. Now we got to get R by itself, so let's subtract 1,000 from both sides. And then let's divide both sides by 5,000. Now, let me see, I'm looking for my calculator. So we have that R is 300 over 5,000, but we want this as a percent. So remember, for a fraction to convert it to a percent, you move that decimal point over by multiplying by 100. So I'm going to punch in, oops, let me clear that out. Let's see, 300 divided by 5,000 times 100 and hit enter. What are we getting? 6. So what's that interest rate? 6%. So the interest rate is 6%. Now, problem number 7. Let's look at number 7. A student borrows $3,000 at 10% for 9 months to pay tuition. Find the total amount due using simple interest. Now, the amount due is going to be $3,000 plus the interest. So what I'm going to do is calculate the interest using I equals PRT. P, the amount of the loan, is $3,000 times R, the rate is 10%, But remember, you write it as a decimal, 0.10 times t. Time is always in years. I can't write, what I've written right now is going to be 9 years, not 9 months. So what am I going to have to do to convert 9 months to years? Well, same thing if you had 24 months, what do you do to convert it to a year? You divide by 12. So divided by 12. What I've just done is converted the 9 months to years by saying 9/12, or 9 months. If you reduce 9/12, that would be 3/4. 9 months is 3/4 of a year. But I didn't reduce it. I left it as 9/12 for illustration purposes. So let me see. Oh, where can I put this calculator? So I'm punching in 3,000 times 0.10 times 9 divided by 12. 200. Ooh, can you not see that? Let me see. Where can I put it? Oh, right there. 225. Now that's not the answer to the question. That's the amount of interest. So the total amount due after 9 months is $3,000 plus the $225. So the answer to this question would be $3,225. They owe the $3,000 plus the $225 in interest. Okay? Let me find another one of these problems. Okay, where's the next one? Oh, it's another one, problem number 8. This one has a lot of words to it, doesn't it? Let's see what it says. Often, through government-supported programs, students may obtain bargain interest rates such as 6% or 8% to attend college. Frequently, payments are not due and interest does not accumulate until the student stops attending college. A student has borrowed $55,000 at an annual interest rate of 7.8%. Calculate the amount of interest due 1 month after the student must begin payments. Well, right now, all this student debt is very much in the news. And here's an example. Okay, so this student has borrowed $55,000. The interest rate is 7.8%. We want to calculate the amount of interest due 1 month after the student has to begin making payments. So this is a I equals PRT problem, you know. I might have room just to work it right here. I equals PRT. The principal, $55,000. Ooh, can y'all see that? Yeah. The stated rate, let's see, there's a lot of percent, so you got to read through it carefully to see which interest rate are you using. And it's the 7.8%. But you don't write 7.8, you got to convert that to a decimal. What is that going to be? A 0.078 times t. Well, at 1 month, well, I can't put just a 1 because that will assume what? T is years. So we're going to write 1 over 12. 1 month is 1/12 of a year. So here we go, punching that in. What happened? We would have, let's see, where can I put it so we can see? 55,000 times 0.078 times 1 divided by 12 $357.50. So you begin to see. So this is really serious. So 1 month after the person quits attending school, there's this much interest already. Okay, so the person no longer owes $55,000. He owes $55,357.50. I'm afraid this student might be working the rest of his or her life, just trying to pay off these student loans. Okay. Let's see. That's why I recommend students, live with your parents as long as possible when you're going to school. It might not be the funnest thing to do, but in the future you will be extremely grateful for that. Okay? Unless you have a lot of money, your parents are rich, and you don't have to be getting a $55,000 loans. Let's see now. What about number 7? No, not number 7, number 9. A student borrows, are y'all caught up with me? A student borrows $3,000 at 10% for 6 months to pay tuition. Find the total amount due using simple interest. Well, I think we've done one similar to this already. The total amount due will be the $3,000 plus the interest. So let's calculate the interest. I equals PRT. Well, $3,000. The stated rate, 10%. For 6 months. I don't write just 6, do I? Because that'll assume 6 years. 6 months is how much of a year? Well, it's half a year. 6/12 would be half a year, 1/2. So we all know 6 months is half a year. So now I'm going to punch that into my calculator. Let me see, I'll clear that. Okay. 3,000 times 0.10 times 6 divided by 12 is $150. So that's the amount of interest. That's not the total amount due. The total amount due would be the interest plus 3,000, so $3,150. Okay. The total amount due would be 3,000 plus this $150 interest. So $3,150 is the amount due after 6 months. Now, let's see. What on earth is number 10? Number 10. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, is a measure of inflation obtained by comparing current rate prices with base prices. The inflation rate is equal to the percent of change in the CPI between the 2 years. So they're comparing prices between some base year and let's say today. Okay. A says calculate the inflation rate from 1970 to 2000. Okay. The inflation rate is the percent of change. Well, have we discussed how to find, or have we discussed percent of change? So I'm doing let's see, do I have room to do part A right here? Well, the percent of change, we have that formula. We've used it before in this assignment, and I think we used it in the other one too. It's the new amount minus the base amount over what? The base amount, that's right. So we're looking from 1970 to 2000. So the CPI for the year 2000, 221.3. That's the new amount. And we're comparing it with 1970, 80.6. Divided by that base amount, 80.6. So 221.3 minus 80.6, that's 140.7. Divide 140.7 by 80.6, and that's how I'm doing it. Ooh, I'm gonna put it. Okay, so that was from the previous problem. 221.3 minus 80.6 is 140.7. Dividing by 80.6, but remember, to convert a fraction to a percent, you then multiply by 100. So I need to multiply this by 100. It's going to be a big percent. 174.5 657. Ooh, can y'all see that? I moved it because I need to read how we're told to round it. Round to one decimal place, so it's going to be 147 point, what would y'all call that? 0.6? 147.6. No, 174.6. I'm transposing my numbers. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's the answer to this first question. The inflation rate from 1970 to 2000 is 174.6%. That's a very big point there. Okay. Now, let's use that inflation rate. Based on inflation, a pair of sneakers costing $30 in 1970 will cost how much in 2000? Well, let me get it. To do part B, you're going to use this inflation rate to find out how much the shoes went up by. The shoes increased by 174.6%. So to calculate that, you'd go 30 times, convert this percent to a fraction, 1.7, convert this percent to a decimal by moving the decimals 2 places, 1.746. Let's see. Let me just clear everything. Where can I put this so that y'all can see? I'm punching in 30 times 1.746, $52.38. That's not the new price of the shoes. That's how much the price went up by. So the new price of the shoes, what am I going to have to do to get the new price of the shoes? Well, they started at $30. They went up by $52.38. This is some nice elementary economics we're doing here. So this would be $82. Oh, nothing really special about shoes. It says something that cost $30 in 1970, based on inflation, would be $82.38 in the year 2000. Okay? So this is a nice set of problems we did here. Okay? Dealing with interest, I equals PRT, with some nice applications, student loans, consumer price index, inflation. So that does it for this assignment, and hopefully you're staying caught up, and be sure to be reading in your book also, okay? My working out homework examples isn't really meant just to replace everything you get from reading through your book and watching the Pearson videos also. So thank you for watching and listening, and I'll be talking to you soon about another topic. I don't remember what it is. Consumer loans. Okay, thank you.